everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nicole if you are new here, and this is The Simplistic Home, and this channel is all about simple living, affordable decorating, and thrifting. So if any of that sounds appealing to you, I hope you consider subscribing to my channel today because I would love to have you here in this space. But today's video, I am going to be filming a video based on simple ways to refresh your home on a budget. So I have 5 tips that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. So tip number 1 is something that I feel like everyone is probably doing right now in this season, just because it is winter time currently. We're all kind of stuck in the house for the most part, depending on where you live. I live in the Midwest, so we do experience all 4 seasons, and right now it's pretty cold outside. So inside right now, you can be doing a lot of preparation for spring, which would be spring cleaning. So get into your closets, get into your drawers, a lot of spaces that you just don't really pay attention to throughout the year. But in the winter time, you can dive right in and prepare for spring, like I said. So get rid of those items that you no longer want, things that you don't use. I do this pretty frequently. You can post things online for sale, or you can just simply donate them if you don't want to mess with any of the selling process of items. So that is something that can totally refresh your home. It will make your house feel so much lighter, honestly, and just really refreshing in general. And it'll kind of just get rid of a lot of the chaos in your home, because I have spaces in my home that definitely need to be tackled pretty frequently. Things just kind of accumulate. And whenever I go through those places and just get rid of things, and like truly get rid of things, like ask yourself, have I used this in months or even years? And the answer is no, then you probably don't need to keep it. Sometimes it can be a little hard to get rid of things because you can think like, well, maybe I will use this in the future. I'll keep this just in case. I have found in my home, if I say I'm going to use something or keep something just in case, it seems like I don't use it in the long run. So just get rid of those items, and like I said, that alone will help your house feel so refreshed. Tip number 2 I have is something that we are actually getting ready to do in our home, and that is to simply refresh paint. So there are some areas in my home that haven't been painted in years, and they just start to look a little dull, and they just need brightened up and just refreshed. So by repainting places or walls or rooms or however you want to break it up in your home will make a huge difference as well. So you can even start out with certain colors. Like in our home, we do have a lot of white accents that are kind of staples. So we have some shiplap on our wall. A couple of our bathrooms are white. One of our son's bedrooms, he kind of has like a two-toned like wall, like paint color. So the bottom half is a color and the top part is white. So we decided to buy a gallon of white paint first. We'll start there and just gradually get it done. Or if you are someone who wants to work room by room, that is a great idea too. Just kind of pick one color, get one room done. You can, of course, refresh the same paint color if you love it, which is what we tend to do in our home, or you can totally change things up and just kind of make it brand new with a brand new color. So we have a couple things in mind for that as well. Here soon, we are going to be repainting our living room and hallway. It is all one color, so that could make a room look totally refreshed as well. But definitely repainting, it's inexpensive for the most part, depending on if you want to buy it all at once or if you want to buy it gradually. Anyway, that is tip number 2, and I think, again, it is a super easy and affordable way to refresh your home. Tip number 3 is rearranging furniture. So this is something that we did for, oh my gosh, years. I feel like we did this regularly all the time, and we're finally getting to where we have things where we like them. But rearranging furniture is such a simple way to refresh a home. You can truly just make it your own. Rearranging furniture can share, like, you can show your personality. When people come to your home, when you have visitors and whatnot, they kind of automatically know like what goes on in this space and so on and so forth. So there are a couple items in my home that we tend to move around on a regular basis. I have 2 accent chairs that I've thrifted here within the last like year, and one of them will be in my dining room sometimes. Right now it's by my fireplace. You can just kind of rearrange things however you want them, but it can give your home a totally new look. So I know by my fireplace originally we did have a blanket ladder there, but it just didn't feel right. It just didn't feel complete. So I took that accent chair that was in my dining room, put it next to my fireplace, and it looks totally different. It really just elevates the space in general, and it also just makes the fireplace pop out too. So that's one of the things that we rearrange pretty frequently. And also I have a console table and a bench that match, and those kind of switch places all the time as well. So just kind of have some fun with it, like I said. You can be creative this way. Like I said, it can show your personality, and you're not spending any money doing it. You're literally just moving stuff around. Play with the layout of your house. I know the layout of our house, it's not, it's kind of awkward. So we do live in a ranch style home, but the space that my living room was originally a garage space. So it's, you know, it wasn't meant to be a living room originally. So we kind of had to rearrange some things, see what works best for like the flow path of our home and things like that. So just play around with it. You can have a lot of fun. And like I said, it can just make the space look totally different. So leading on to my next point would be rearranging home decor. So I do this pretty frequently, but if you have staple pieces in your home, like I know I do, I keep out a lot of candlesticks, like the same ones all year, different vases, greenery, things like that. You can keep those out all year, but you can also switch them around and put them in different rooms, and it will make a room look totally different simply just by moving one piece from a table to, you know, a bench or something like that. You just totally change it up and give it a brand new look. So this is something, like I said, I do pretty frequently. But again, this is a way to show your creativity. You can be unique and have a lot of different ideas, kind of play around with things. It's not going to look perfect from the beginning, more than likely. I have learned that with now, you know, we own a home. We've been here almost 5 years now, and home, like renovations, home, just anything involving a home, decorating, painting, anything like that, sometimes it can take a lot of time because life, you know, you can't expect to get it all done at one time, which is totally fine. But the same with home decor. If you play around with it and you say, hey, I don't like it in this spot, let it sit for a little bit, maybe give it some time, and then change it up or take away or add a piece, things like that. But you don't have to go out and spend a lot of money or just buy anything brand new in general if you don't want to, or if your budget doesn't allow. I know for me personally, we have, you know, we work with a smaller budget. We are a one income family, but I'm still able to play with what I have. Also, if you do want to buy new things, you need to make sure that you can thrift them. A lot of the staple pieces in my home and just a lot of the decor in general that I have is thrifted, but you would never know. You can just kind of bring new life into your space that way by using things that other people didn't want. So that kind of ties into the spring cleaning at the beginning. Like I said, maybe there's something that you don't want in your home, but if you donate it, someone else might be able to give it a new life in their home. So that kind of ties in as well. But you don't have to, like I said, you don't have to break the bank to rearrange furniture, paint your walls, home, you know, change your home decor around, things like that. These are all very simple things that you can do that can just change your space, make it really exciting, make it bright and inviting and things like that. So just consider these things whenever you feel kind of in a slump and, you know, you're thinking, my house has looked like this forever, I'm really wanting to do something, but then you get this overwhelming feeling of like, well, now I need to spend all this money, or now I need to budget for new decor or new furniture, things like that. You don't have to do that. You simply can just move some things around. Like I said, take some time, check out Pinterest if you like. I love Pinterest. I love getting on there all the time. You can get so many great ideas, or even on Instagram if you follow like a lot of home accounts and things like that. So many accounts on there that you can check out and just get really good ideas from that you might not have ever thought of before. You can also use pieces and kind of flip them into things that they weren't intentionally made for. So I did this back at Christmas time, actually. I took a light fixture shade, so like literally like the shade, and I put a Christmas tree in it, and I made it look like a tree collar. So I spent $3 on that thing, and it totally made the tree pop. It made a huge statement, even though it wasn't anything grand by any means. But yeah, you can just play around with things and kind of get creative that way as well. So the final tip that I have for you guys is something that is, again, very simple, but can also just change the vibe of the home in general, and that is changing the scent of your home. So I tend to change the scent of my home like with the seasons. So in the winter time, I like more like minty scents. I really like eucalyptus and mint. I like pine scents also in the winter. And then in the spring, I like more fresh scents. I'm not really a floral person, but I do love like citrus or herb scents and things like that. In the summertime, kind of the same thing. I tend to go a little more towards those scents. And then in the fall, of course, I love the warm, spicy scents and things like that. So I know for me, it kind of sounds weird, but for me, like even changing out like hand soaps or dish soap seasonally, like if you use like Mrs. Meyer's and things like that, you know, you can get those at like Target, Walmart. just very common places. Just changing out the scent can just kind of elevate the room and elevate just a environment in general. So that's something that I like to do as well. And again, that's a very easy one. If you're someone who doesn't like to burn candles, you can also do essential oils. I know a friend of mine here who's local to me, she sells her own oils and whatnot for diffusers, and my mom has bought some from her before and she loves them, and I think they smell great. So anyway, yeah, so I really hope that you guys enjoy those 5 tips. Like I said, I know they are very simple, but maybe things that you might not have considered had you not watched this video. So I hope this was inspiring to you in some way, and it just gives you a little bit of inspiration on what you can do if you feel like you are in a slump and want to refresh your home as well. All right, you guys, that is all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed these 5 simple ways to refresh your home on a budget. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and also hopefully you can subscribe to my channel as well if you enjoy all things simple living, affordable decorating, and thrifting. I would love to have you here as a part of this space. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that bell notification. That way you are notified every time I post a new video. I've been trying to post about twice a week, so be on the lookout for the next one. I will have some spring content coming up. I'm going to be doing a spring decor haul. We're going to do some spring thrift with me's when we're hunting for spring decor. I'm going to be doing a spring decorate with me, things along those lines. So we're also going to be working on our garden planning for this spring, so I'm looking forward to that as well. So anyway, if all of that sounds good to you, I hope you consider subscribing like I said, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.